Hey everyone, it's Patty from pspapercrafts. Thanks so much for joining me for another Fun Fold Friday. Today we are making a pop-up corner fold card. Now if you look for that in Pinterest, there's all different kinds of pop-up corner fold cards. So this is the one we're making. It ends up being a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So it will fit in our envelope. So it'll just be a little bit of room, or you can make your own envelope if you want. So it just opens like this. And it sits, so isn't that pretty? So it could sit on a shelf. I'm gonna make one today, I think, with a little note in here. I'm gonna see if that will work, just to have a little note card so you can write on it. I think this would be, again, I'm lefty, I can't write on it. So if you're left-handed, maybe write on it before you stick it down if you were going to do that. Or let's see how this note in here will work. But isn't it pretty? And I love this paper. This is the, let me just get the name of it, the kintsugi paper. Impressions or inspirations. Okay, I'm looking at the name here. Kintsugi Inspirations 12 by 12 paper. And I have this sheet out on top because there's dies. So there's a bundle that comes with it if you bought the suite. Inspiring Imperfections. And isn't that pretty? And then there's dies that cut out this, and even the flower. I did die cut the flower. I didn't realize that you could do that. But I'm not using it in this, so if you wanted to put a flower in one of those, or these are very easy to fussy cut. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So these, we're going to use the die here for the thanks, and I just kind of, well, I'm not making this card again, but with this paper, but I just did the thanks, and then on the inside, I did the, for helping me through this difficult time. I thought that was really beautiful. So let's keep the card out, and we are going to use the Painterly Pears products. And I love this paper. I think it's great for the fall, and it's so rich, the colors and pears and all of that. So I have the pieces. We're going to go right from the beginning of an 8.5 by 12 or by 11. Oh my goodness, 8.5 by 11. I have this out because I did cut out a piece. We're going to use the pear and the leaves and the small pears, and you can even die cut these flowers with the dies. So I just wanted to show you that. We'll be using the stamp set, and I have to get the dies. Okay, so I have the dies. So it does die cut the pears. It has some sentiment label dies and some leaves and flowers. And then I did die cut the circle. We're going to put the pears on the circle, and this is the Spotlight on Nature. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is cut our cardstock. This is Old Olive. So there's Old Olive and Mossy Meadow in this. Let's put this right up here. I don't know if you can see it there, but we'll refer to it as we need. So there's Mossy Meadow and Old Olive, and I figured I would use the Old Olive and then the kind of the plain Mossy Meadow pattern here. And the first thing we want to do is cut this. We want to have it 8.5 by 8.5, and then we're going to do our folding, and that will give us the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 size card. So we want to open up the side here, and we're going to go right down to 8.5. So it is 8.5 this way by 11. So we're going to just cut off the 8.5 this way. So this is a good piece to save for other projects. And then let's close this up. And then we want to score across both sides at 4 1/4. So we're going to go to 4 1/4. And this is a super easy card. And who did I get it from? Meg Lovin. Loven, and I think her thing is Lovin Stampin' or something like that. So I saw her do it, and then I saw somebody else do the inside pocket kind of thing. So, and I don't know who that was, but I look all around and get different ideas, and then I make it my own. So then we have this. So you're going to have it this way and this way, right? and we'll burnish it in a few minutes. And then we want to score from this point up to here. Now what Meg did, and I think I will do it, we'll leave this on the side, was she used her Simply Score tool. Let me get it. So that it was easy. If you don't have that, you can, this one I didn't use that. I kind of went and followed it after. So if you don't have this, it's just you have to figure out where this middle is. So you could, you know, eyeball it, which is what I did, right? So you kind of go between these two areas. But to be more exact or precise, I'm going to do it this way. And she said you line it up to the 6 and the 6, 6 and 6. And then you just go from here up. And I actually like to use my bone folder. I don't really use the stylus. I like my bone folder. Okay, so either way will work. Or you could just use a ruler and something soft and mushy underneath it, and the bone folder. So you can use our foam mat if you wanted to do it that way. So just some options. Now we're going to cut from here to here. Okay, so this is your top left, and then we're going to cut over here. So we want to get this score line right in the groove, and then we're going to line up. There's a little line on the side to help you line it up with this line across. I'm going to go right up. Okay, so now you have this. I think we're done with this. So it's scored here and then like this. So let's do some burnishing. And then doing the fold is a little tricky, but it's not bad. You just have to do it a certain way. Okay. And actually, this is going to fold this way. So this is a little tricky, but it's doable. Just you can do it in slow motion and follow me step by step. So you're going to fold this down and then this up on the diagonal. Okay, and then this is going to fold over, and then we're going to put our adhesive here, and this will fold down. Okay, and I'm going to use my tear and tape, a nice strong tape, and before you put this down, just make sure it's folded correctly. So let's just cut this. And it's okay if it's hanging over. I watch people put their tear and tape down so easily. I have such a struggle with it. But I cut and tape. And then we'll put a piece this way. But again, if you go over the side of it, you just fold it back on itself. It's not a big problem. And then like this. And you might want to practice on scrap paper if you don't feel comfortable. And then we'll take your pick tool, and I'm going to use the flat side. And we'll just, if you have a hard time with the release paper, just rub it. Because it's double stick. So you just want to get that top stick down good. Three, and this is over a little bit, and then the last one, and this one is over a little bit this way. Okay, and then this is going to fold down, and then you have your card, and you can fold it this way a little bit to make it stand up. Okay, just work with it a little bit. So now we decorate. So on the outside, I thought we would put this down, and that's where I thought the mossy meadow with the old olive is good. We're going to put the circle on it and stamp the circle. We're going to die cut these pieces and put them on it, and then we'll do this on the inside. So let's do our die cutting and get that out of the way. Get my machine out. Let's see if we can do all of this in one pass. So I have my base plate, my number 2, my number 3 cutting plate, and then let's get the dies out. And we should be able to do it in one pass. So we've got the pear, we've got the leaves, and then we've got that double set of pears. So then there's these others, just so you see it. There's this leafy thing, which, you know, you love to have those pieces because they're just solid. You just die cut it. It's not going around something stamped. And this one is for the flowers that I showed you. And they all of these pieces you can stamp as well. So the flowers, the pear. So they have the pear, and you can do an outline and inside the double pears, or the pair of pears, the flowers, the leaves. So you can either die cut from the paper. I just think this paper is just so beautiful that I wanted to, I don't think I could stamp it as nicely. I'm just going to put this right around. I'm going to put a piece of Post-it tape. Now we might have to do this. I may do the leaves separately. And this I'm going to do on the inside. This set of pears. Just get it nice and in the right place here. And we'll do the leaves in the next pass. I think they might crash into each other. I don't like to do too many of them close together. Okay. And then we'll just run this through. Not pretty. I know it's cut off a little bit there, but I think I'm okay with that. And then the pear. And then let's do the leaves. And it really just wraps around the whole thing. Okay, and we'll just run this through. And that Post-it tape, you could use masking tape, washi tape, Post-it note. It just helps it to not shift. Sometimes I'm good, but I don't want to waste my designer series paper by making a mistake. If it's something I can just stamp again, I'm not as careful. So let's put these back in here so we don't lose them. And get rid of the machine. So I wanted to make this, I'm hoping this is an okay masculine card. I think it is. I wanted to make this a birthday card. So we're going to have this, and I want to do happy birthday. So I went to the right words, and there's this happy birthday, and I'm going to do it in two. I want to have it birthday and then happy. So what you can do is get a piece of masking tape. I'm going to put it over happy first, and we'll use old olive. So I want to get an idea of where I want it with the pear, and you almost don't need this. It's close. So we're going to take this off because it's got a little ink on it, but you can almost get away with not masking it. So we're going to do birthday, and then I'm going to clean it off because I don't want any of that ink to get on when I do the happy. Okay, just make sure. And let's get rid of the pear for now. And then we're going to cover the birthday part. And you only have to do a little bit. I mean, you can almost just go like this and not even cover it because there's a little bit of space between the Y and the B. The key is to take this off. If you don't take it off, you're going to get ink on it. And then happy. Okay, so far so good. Let's close this up. And then we can start putting this together. So I am going to use my Seal Plus. And this does have a pattern. It doesn't matter which way it goes. So we want to make sure it's opening the right way. If you wanted to put a piece of white under this, you can, to make it pop a little bit more. But I thought that this just pulls out the old olive that's in here. And then this is going to sit on here. Should we do that flat and pop this up, the pear, or pop up the whole thing? Does that look like a masculine card? I'm hoping so. I don't have very many masculine cards. And I think I'm going to put this down flat. I'm doing a card ministry at my church. So I need to start getting really some masculine cards. There's a little, I don't think that popped out here. Whoops, I've got the wrong side. Oh, I've got a couple of them stuck in here. It's the only thing about this die. Sometimes you get a couple of little things stuck there. Little hanging chads. Okay. And then let's put dimensionals on this pear. And then we'll tuck the leaves under it a little bit with dimensionals too. Just like this. Let's see if we can fit a dimensional on each leaf. Yep, it fits. If not, I would have cut it down. I'll make sure it's not showing on the other side. And take off the backing. And just stick it there so it's underneath a little bit. And then we'll put some something on some kind of gems or something. We'll figure that out when we get there. So then this piece, these are 4x4. So all of the designer series paper are 4x4. And it fits nicely in the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So this is going to go down here. Just like this. It's a little bit hard to work with, but it's not bad. Okay, and then this one, I thought we could put the pears here and then stamp to someone worth celebrating every single day. I just love that. I think that's a really great sentiment. So I use it a lot. So we're going to stamp this on this. So this is 4x4 as well. And again, if you're left-handed, you might want to put the name to and from, or we're going to try to do a little note card on this one. So I'm going to just put this down here. But isn't this paper so pretty? Look at that. And then we'll put this. Simple card, but so nice that it stands up. And just try to get an even border, get it straight. It is a little bit and of course try not to get my My big head in the camera doesn't help. Okay. So you can do this. We'll put some bling on it. And it would sit like this. Now let's try. I'm going to try this and see how it works. I cut some pieces. So this is, I probably should have done 4 by 4, but I wanted to make sure there was enough room. So this is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. This is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And this is 3/4 by 3 1/2. And I'll have all the measurements. I forgot to mention this in front. If you follow me, you know I always have the project sheet. So below this, there's a link to a project sheet. And that'll have all the measurements and pictures and directions and all that good stuff. So let's cut this on a diagonal. So again, this is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. We'll see how it works. I just wanted to have enough room for the card, the little note card to come in and out. So that's a point I'm going to go and cut. I don't like to cut on the point because sometimes it just smushes it. So I like to cut in the middle. Well, we just need one. We'll put that aside for now. So I thought we could put this in here and that this would be able to come in and out. So let's try it. It's got to go. It can't go over the fold. Is that going to work? I saw a picture of it on Pinterest. Let's see. So I'm going to just go close to the edge here. I probably should use liquid glue to really get it far away. So I have it really over on the side. I don't want to go too far in. I probably went too far in here. So it's an experiment. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I'm thinking it should. So we want to make sure it's below the score line. And this was just a thought that I had before, before I went live. So this would go in. It's not going to work. Will it work? Aha! It will work. Just a little different. Okay. So, I didn't watch another video. I just saw a picture of it. And I thought, well, let's give it a whirl. See how it works. So I just thought, so you can write a little note here. Put it in here. And again, I probably would put liquid glue. This little tip is going under the, just to make it a little bit bigger space in here. I'm getting caught on this little paper here. Let's see, it's just not stuck down. Let's put a little tiny bit of glue in here. It's just getting caught as it goes in. Now we're going to have glue all over. Okay. That's why I always have glue on my fingers, to fix things. So let's try this again. So again, I would put maybe just a little thin liquid glue so that this is not, still wants to go under. See that? It's just getting caught in that corner. There we go. All right, let's see if this will work. This, it would be nice if this went in a little bit, so really, and then it can close like this, and then open like this. So it does work. So maybe, yeah, I would say just a thin glue here and here so the pocket is a little bit bigger. Because it would be nice if this went in a little bit further. Having a problem with that corner. Okay, so now let's just put a little bit of bling on this. And I have these are low profile sparkle dots, and I'm going to use this green. It's 2 sizes. So let's put one big, little, and a little. Okay, so what do you think? So you can do it with the little note card inside. I think that is cute. Maybe this note card could be a little smaller, 3 by 3, or 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, so that maybe that would work better. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. I'll put that in the notes. I'm just having a trouble with that top part here. And then just use a little line of glue here. Okay, enough struggling with that. And then this one, without that, just sits like this, and then it closes like this. Okay, so just to let you know, we're at the end of the month of July, and I will not be doing an August 1st video. It's my mom's birthday. I'll be away, so I'm going to put on the calendar, just make your own fun fold card. Come up with your own idea, or you know, just make something that's a fun fold. So I am working on the August calendar. It will be out by August 1st, and if you want to get a copy of it, just subscribe to my email list. There's a link below. You can do that, and have fun with it. I wanted to let you know also that we have free shipping. Today's the last day of free shipping, 23rd through the 25th, on Stampin' Up! Products if your order is in the U.S. over $75 or more, before tax and shipping. So if you wanted to purchase anything, a link for my online store is below as well, but you'd have to do it today, the day of this video. All right, thanks so much and have a good week. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care.